Welcome to the Hey Docs podcast with your host, Jill Allen. Today, we're excited to have Richard May, Director of Partners at Mango Voice, join us. Richard specializes in enhancing communication systems with dental and orthodontic practices. In this episode, we'll explore how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing phone communication, improving front desk efficiency, and providing actionable insight through AI-powered call summaries. We'll also discuss the ethical considerations of integrating AI into patient interactions. Whether you're looking to streamline your practice's operations or enhance patient engagement, this conversation is packed with valuable insights. Let's get into it. Hey docs, if you want to have a great business, the right practice management software is essential. But some can be slow, outdated, and lacking good support. That's why I recommend Greyfinch to all orthodontists. It's the fastest, most reliable, and most secure platform to grow your business and improve your efficiency. It's completely web-based, so you can run your entire practice anywhere and from any device with no servers, no downloads, or hidden fees. They even have the most helpful and responsive support team around. Right now, Greyfinch is giving a $500 discount to our listeners. Visit greyfinch.com/Jill Allen to learn more and see why it's one of the fastest growing providers in America. Richard, I am so excited to have you here on Hey Docs. Thanks for being here today.
No, Jill, thanks for taking the time to let someone like me on your podcast. I don't know what I did to qualify, but I feel very fortunate to be here. You've had so many great people on your show, so this is really humbling, and thank you for even considering Mango or myself. So happy to be here.
Oh gosh, of course. And this is going to be a great episode, and I'm definitely excited to have you on. So in the event that somebody doesn't know who you are or who Mango is, and we're not talking about the fruit for jokingly out there, would you mind just giving us a little bit of history about who you are, how you got into our industry, and about Mango, the company?
Yeah, you said in the event that they don't know who we are. I wouldn't be surprised because with a name like Mango, people go, what's Mango? Is it the fruit? What do you guys do? Mango, we are a cloud-based phone system, and we provide phone services, specifically VoIP, to healthcare professionals, and all kinds of different orthodontists are using us all over the country and in Canada right now. And I think we just provide a really good experience, not just on the features that we have, but also from the customer experience. We really have this kind of old-fashioned idea around taking really good care of our customers and not just treating them like numbers. And it's one of the reasons I really like working at Mango. And I didn't know what kind of a job I was going to be getting into, selling phones to people, but it's turned out to be one of the best things that I've ever done. And it's one of the best companies I've ever been associated with. And I'm really grateful to have the job that I do have. And I am currently the VP of Business Development at Mango Voice. And it's funny when you say, how did I get into this job? And I got into this job because of my wife. And you say, like, how does that happen? So my wife is in real estate, and real estate's really great at honoring people, right? They give awards all the time for doing the most business and selling the most. And I went to a banquet to honor her. She was getting honored, and I was just her plus one, right? And happened to be seated next to someone who Mango had hired to recruit for partnerships and business development. And I had no idea he was doing that. I just was there having fun and enjoying the night out and celebrating my wife. And I became really good friends with everyone at the table. And afterwards, this guy who was working for Mango covertly, he just said, hey, I think you would be really good at this role, and I think you should come check it out. And so I came in, interviewed with the CEO, and I had a job 2 weeks later. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And it's been 4 years now, and I've loved every minute of it. It's been great. So that's how I got here.
What a great story. And if that is not truly what we see so much, so many times in life, right? It's not necessarily what you know, but who you know. And those just random opportunities of, like what are the chances that you would have sat next to somebody and made your way into orthodontics, and then to be with a company that really has been, I'm going to say, a real up and coming company within our industry, and also at the right time. I'm going to date myself here. A lot of people know I've been in orthodontics for way over 30 years now. I won't say way over because I'm not that old, but over 30 years now, and 19 within my own business. And I can tell you, if you would have asked me 30 years ago, even use the acronym VoIP, all of us would have looked at everybody like, what in the world does that mean? And even 15 years ago, when we were really starting to see that switch within our industry from the old school phone systems where everybody had a landline and you had these big panels that you would pay thousands of dollars for to have phones in your office, to that progression that we've seen through the years is crazy. So I love it. You got in at the right time with a good company for sure.
I think timing is everything in life, right? It really is. Sometimes you think, oh, shoot, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago, but maybe it just wasn't the right time. And then something happens in your life where you're like, hey, it was just really good timing. And I'm a big proponent when a good opportunity comes your way, like you just need to just take a risk. Sometimes it just comes down to, hey, it was a bit of a risk for us to do it at that time, but I was like, let's just take a risk and see what happens. And that's how I find out if something's really good or not for you. It ended up being really great.
Yeah.
So just don't be scared to take that plunge sometimes.
For sure. That is for sure. So let's talk a little bit about, I know somebody might be like, we're going to do a whole episode on phones. What could we possibly talk about? But really what I want to jump into is really what you guys are doing within the industry, and how you're, I think, taking newer technology and merging it with something that we all need a way to communicate with patients and within our orthodontic practices. So I want to just start off by talking about AI a little bit, and just what that means within the space that you're in, and how you guys have really been able to harness that and really make it a part of what orthodontic practices are able to use. And we all know AI has been a real hot topic just in general, but I don't think a lot of times you think about that really truly and how it affects every aspect of our practice, even down to the way it's being potentially used with our phone systems.
No, this is an area that's been really interesting for us for a while. And AI has been the hottest discussion in tech for the last couple of years. And I think we looked at it a little bit differently than other companies did, because a lot of people were thinking, we just got to get a product out there. We just got to make something land. We got to get something that's going to, because if we're late to the game in AI, we're going to lose. And I think we looked at it a little bit more. Okay, so there's going to be this rush, but what is actually going to be beneficial to practices? What are people actually going to adopt and keep in the practice? And so we had some products we could have put out a couple of years ago, but then we saw a lot of people, oh, this is really cool, but we don't really use it. So we said we didn't want to be one of those guys. We wanted to say, okay, what's going to be really useful to practices? And so we started talking to our doctors. We started talking to practice owners, started talking to office managers. And we said, when it comes to phones, what would be really useful? And so we built Mango AI, which takes all of the phone calls that you have in your practice and it scores them. And it gives you a rating of positive, neutral, or negative. It gives you sentiment analysis on those calls. It gives you analytics on whether or not you're interrupting, or if you're speaking over, or if you're being a little bit hostile, sometimes maybe being short with people. And so I know a little bit, some people are kind of like, I don't want the doctor to know exactly what I'm saying on the phone all the time, right? But the other side of that coin is it tells us how good you're doing too. And it's also saying, hey, you guys are actually doing a really good job. But the real piece of Mango AI that people are really loving is the summarization of those phone calls and taking that summary. And now instead of your front office team having to take notes on every single call, you get that call summary and it's telling you, okay, this is everything that happened on that last phone call. And now you can easily take that call and put it into your patient notes and because so many doctors that we have talked to have been on this kick about trying to get their team to take good notes on phone calls. And they get busy, they get caught up. There's someone coming in the door while they're on the phone. There's a screaming child in the room next to you too. Like these are all things that are happening, and they're trying to manage and multitask. And we look at it as our AI product is not replacing any of the people on your team. It's replacing one of these tasks that is very important, but allows you to save a lot of time. And now doctors can go through those call summaries. If they look at who they're going to be meeting with that day, they can go and look at the last phone conversation they had. They can see their concerns. They can see what they're expecting. They can see if they have a special ask or a special request. And they know all of that just by looking at that call summary. So not only is it saving a ton of time for offices, it's also helping the doctors perform the art of orthodontics in a much more efficient way.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting stuff that we're doing.
And what I love about that, and man, my brain just goes all over the place from a consultant standpoint on this. And why I know we recommend you guys a lot to our clients is for any docs out there listening, whether you've been doing this for a while or you're thinking of getting into this, is really an area that we have not focused on enough in our industry. It has always been like, I don't know how that new patient call is going. I don't know how my TC is following up. I know the follow-up is happening, but what this does, and this is not and should not be used, in my opinion, to, necessarily be a disciplinary thing. But what this does is this allows us to really dive in. And if we're managing our calls correctly, just think about how much training we can do. When you're wondering, I've got this problem of we've got all of these leads coming in, but we can't convert them to where they're actually showing up at, let's just say, a new patient, actually making it into the exam. Imagine having the opportunity to go back and listen to what is my front office saying, what is whoever it is that's answering the phone, if it's my clinic team that's running up or whatnot, and then being able to say, hey, we can actually do a training on this. Maybe you don't even realize what's going on there. I think this is huge for orthodontic offices, and something that I think doctors should really be keying into as just one more component to how do we make our practice just that much better than maybe somebody else's in the area.
Yeah, you bring up some really key points there, and from the consulting side and trying to just make your team members better at what they do. You've probably ran into this a ton, Jill, over the years. Maybe their phone system has call recordings, maybe it doesn't. It still blows my mind how many offices don't have call recordings.
I would say more don't than do. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's standard, it comes standard with Mango. So it's really easy. We record all the calls. And the thing with Mango AI that's really cool is, and you've probably dealt with this, Jill, is how hard is it to go back through and find the specific call you're looking for, right? Yeah. So, hey, we have 300 calls today. Yes. We want to go through and review them. Good luck. What do you get? You don't have, 3 hours to listen to calls, and what doctor can do that? What consultant can do that?
Yeah.
So we're taking that a step further with Mango AI. You can filter these calls by the score. You say, I just want to see all of the ones that were negative, and I want to see negative from the patient and negative from the team. I want to see negative from the team and positive from the patient, or vice versa. You can filter it any way you want, and it changes that to now, okay, I only have to review 4 calls or 5 calls.
Yeah.
And that just, now you can actually, because I know that doctors always want to do this. They always talk about, hey, I want to review my calls, and consultants want to review calls. And then they're like, man, there's a lot of calls to go through here. How do I know which one to start with? And and if you're like training a new person, you can search just that team member's extension. Just the phone that they're using, just their calls. So if I'm brand new in the practice and you want to evaluate how's Richard doing on the phones, you can just search all of my calls and just listen to mine. So it's really easy to identify which calls you want to listen to. And you can even search terminology, keywords, phrases. I'll give you a really cool example. We have this consultant we work with. Sorry, Jill, we do work with other consultants.
I know you do. That's all right. There's a lot of great consultants out there. So absolutely.
Very few better than you, but we do have a few other consultants that we work with. But she trains her team. She trains all of her practices to never say, "Oh, we've had a cancellation. we can squeeze you in now when they're trying to do recall, or they're calling people back to get them fitted in for the day. They like to say we have an opening, just because words matter. Words matter. Yep. And so don't say we have cancellations, because that could tell someone, oh, why are they canceling? Is your practice not good or something like that? But she just wants to focus on positive vernacular. And
yeah.
So they go through and they search for that term cancellation, and it'll bring up every single call where the team members use the word cancellation and say, hey, you said it here, you said it here. Like you said, we don't try to use this to scare as a scare tactic or a disciplinary thing, but it really is about getting more patients in the chair. It's really about creating more revenue for the practices and job security for everyone else. That's what this is going to do for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes we get in this headspace, and I see this a lot with team members, where we start talking about AI and everybody starts thinking, oh, this is going to replace me, or this is going to make it so they don't need me anymore. And I will just say this again. It is definitely not about that. It's about how do we help our team members just be better at what they're doing. And I think very specifically about what you said in the very beginning about even our front office team. Just imagine our front office team, man, in a busy office, what they're dealing with on minute by minute, especially in that 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. crunch in our offices. And you think they're trying to pick up those phones and have this great experience and remember everything that was said. And like you said, go back and put it into the charts. And I'm just wondering if there's anything else that you can say about just how that is helping, maybe some of the softwares that you guys may be working with that kind of helps with that as well.
Yeah. So the other thing about Mango that kind of differentiates us from other phone companies is we partner with the softwares that you use, right? We work with Greyfinch, we work with Ortho2, we work with Dolphin, we work with Cloud9, we work with Horizons, we work with Wave. You name it, we probably have talked to them and have something in the works, right?
Yep.
And what we do is we also do this thing that's called a screen pop. It's not anything necessarily new, but if you don't have an integrated phone system, it does change the entire experience for patients. Because I've watched office members and team members work. When a call comes in and they're talking to them, we all have heard this phrase all the time. So let me look up your account real quick, or let me just look you up in our system real quick. And we've all experienced that on our side. And what those integrations allow you to do as a practice owner, as an office manager, is to change how the patient feels about coming in. So if I call in to your practice, Jill, and you answer the phone and you say, oh, hi, Mr. May, I see that you have an appointment this afternoon. Is there anything else I can help you with? I feel like, oh, they know who I am. Like, they know that I'm coming in today. They care about me. Oh, I'm special. And especially when you're dealing with in ortho, right? We're dealing with parents and their kids, and they want to know that their kids are going to be taken care of, and they want to feel like, hey, we're in this together, because it's a long journey, right? Going through ortho and everything.
Yeah.
And so we have changed that experience a little bit. So just by having that screen pop, that integration, it allows you to say, okay, I know who's calling in. And we take it a step further too. It's not just a summary of who's coming in. You can click on those. They're actionable, right? And it'll take you to their charts inside of your software that you're using. And that allows you, again, to make changes if they need to reschedule, or if you need to check their balance, or you need to update their account for whatever reason, instead of you searching through. And we all know that from the phone side, there's this problem of sometimes you don't understand what they said. Maybe they have a thicker accent that you're not familiar with, or maybe their last name is Johnson. And how many Johnsons are there in your system? It could be hundreds of them. So you're trying to find the right one, but this identifies the unique caller, ties you right to their profile. This saves office managers, team members, hours of searching. And again, it just creates a more delightful experience for the patient at the end of the day.
Yeah. 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 And I think about just all the benefits of just in general practices going from the more traditional phone systems moving over into voice over IP, just that step in general. But then this to me is like the 2.0 version. Like let's just get away from the traditional way we were doing it, landlines, to now let's move into something. And it is so much more than just phones, but it's so cool to think about. This is really, I think, revolutionizing the way we communicate, and knowing that we've got this safety net for all of us that, okay, if I am busy at the front of the house, if something is going on, that I can go back and review that. Or if I did, oh, shoot, that person called and I forgot that I was going to schedule that appointment. How easy is it to just go right back through your calls, find it, or search by a word or whatnot. And gosh, I just think, if I were still working in an office, I would be utilizing this tool all the time, from a treatment coordinator, from a front office, just all of those different tools there.
Yeah, the application is endless, right? Because it's this customizable AI feature that allows you to dive into every conversation that people are having on the phone. And what we definitely know about phones is they're not going away. They're not going away anytime soon. We text a lot, right? I love to text. I text all the time. But when it comes to questions about my teeth and questions about my family and I want to talk to somebody still. And we see that all the time, especially new patients, right? They have questions, and those can't just always be answered via text message, right? They have these discovery questions that they're going to want to call in and ask about. And still the most efficient way to get your message across is a phone call.
But whether we like it or not, sometimes we still have to pick up the phone and call. Hey docs, on this podcast, I talk about a lot of different ways you can set your practice apart. But here's one that might surprise you. Maybe you haven't thought about it before, but the equipment you use can make a big difference, not just for the patient experience, but for you and your team too. That's why I want to let you know about a new line of orthodontic equipment from ADEC. I visited their headquarters in Oregon earlier this year to take a sneak peek for myself, and I have to say, I was impressed. ADEC has manufactured award-winning dental equipment for 60 plus years, and they're bringing that same level of excellence to ortho. From comfortable, compact patient chairs to a versatile workstation and delivery to ergonomic dental stools, ADEC orthodontic equipment is designed for a smooth and easy workflow. Day after day, patient after patient, see the difference it can make for your practice. Click the link in our show notes to learn more about ADEC Orthodontic Solutions. Hey docs, let's talk about Smile Suite, because it's not just another scheduling system. It's a game changer in the world of new patient management. And as a proud Smile Suite partner, I've witnessed the incredible impact it has on practices of all sizes. Smile Suite means your new patient calls and web leads are expertly handled 7 days a week, even during nights and weekends. And they offer top-notch customizable presentation software and seamless post-consultation follow-up. It's like having a secret weapon for your practice's success. Curious? Dive into the revolution at GetSmileSuite.com. And don't forget to mention Hey Docs to unlock some extra goodies. Elevate your practice with Smile Suite, because every smile deserves a suite of excellence. So that kind of leads me into, I'm going to take us on a little bit of maybe a touchy subject that I have seen coming up a lot in conversations. And that kind of has to do with regulations of recordings and some of this. And I'm wondering if you would mind talking to us a little bit about that, and if there is anything that we need to be aware of. I'm seeing a lot of chatter in Facebook groups, and do we have to disclose that we're recording? What does it have to do with HIPAA? Things like that. I'm wondering if you can talk to any of that today.
Those are the questions I don't like, but I'll talk to them. They're fine. They're not as scary as you might think, actually. Like you always get worried about being compliant and following regulations. And with voice, it's actually quite simple. Your state is either and this is just state regulations, it's either a two-party consent or a single-party consent state for call recordings. If you need two-party consent, you just need to have a greeting at the very beginning of the call that says, and we've all heard these, right? This call may be recorded for quality assurance. Mm-hmm. And what's considered agreeing to that is you continuing the phone call. That is confirmation that you're going to know that your call is going to be recorded and you're okay with that. So you don't have to necessarily verbally say yes or press 1 to confirm that you know it's going to be recorded. The rules are very much so that if I stay on the line, I know I'm going to be recorded.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, they don't require that greeting, but the majority of the states don't require that. It's really easy to find out if your state is one of those. You just Google it and it can tell you within seconds if you need one of those. And we also know at Mango, because we're the phone company, we know the regulations, we know the rules. We have all of our telco licenses in every state. So if you don't know and you're like worried about it, when you onboard with Mango, or even if you're speaking to a representative, we can answer that question for you and we'll create those greetings for you. We'll do it.
Great.
We'll just say, yeah, we'll put that greeting in for you. No problem. It's easy to do yourself, but we can show you how, but we're happy to do it for you. And Mango's, we have a lot of scale. We've grown a ton, but we're still a tight-knit family. Sometimes when I call doctors or practices and I hear the greeting on the other line, I know it was one of our coworkers, and I'm like, oh, that was Lila, and that was Cody, and that was
yeah.
Because we're doing these recordings for people. We're doing the greetings all the time, and that's kind of that's the experience you're going to get at Mango. Still, is if you're worried about some of these things about compliance and HIPAA, we can talk you through it, and we can guide you through it. And some of the other things I know a lot of people get worried about is providing patient information over the phone. That's come up a few times. What about these call summaries and my data being leaked or anything like that? So Mango is fully encrypted end-to-end. It's HIPAA compliant. It is as secure as your iCloud account or your Amazon account. So it's not going to get hacked any more than anything else that you have that's considered private information. And we are payment compliant. So what that means is if you're providing payment information over the phone, the Mango AI and the Mango recordings, we block that out. So it redacts it from the call transcripts and it pulls it away from the audio. So you don't see any of that information in there. So that stuff is all kept completely private. Mango.
I love that. And I really thank you I know that it's even for me as a consultant, every time I get that question, I'm like a little bit like, okay, I'm sweating a little bit because it's a scary thing. And I know that right now that is a hot topic right now with docs out there. And we all want to be as compliant as we can be and all the things that you just talked about. So thanks for diving into that. And I think for anybody that's listening, I think that's just one more reason to question, even if you aren't using Mango, the companies that you are using, are they compliant to what? And it feels pretty good to know you're working with a company that has thought about this for you so that you're going to be safe. And they've already thought about redacting some of that stuff out of the transcripts or whatnot as we're going along.
Yeah, with a name like Mango for a company, we want to try to take the stress out of it as much as possible. we have to. It kind of goes with, Mango should just be light and easy and stress-free. And so we try to remove all those hard, difficult things as much as possible.
Yeah. So I've got another just kind of question as you were talking about the recordings and whatnot. Another thing that I've seen a lot in offices is we are moving away from the phones ringing directly into that front desk, and where we actually almost have, I don't know what you guys call it, but I'll call it almost like a stop point before it actually rings in. So we get a patient that calls in and press 1 if you're a new patient, press 2 if you want to do scheduling or whatnot. And I know that this is a little bit of the area where you're talking about we can have some really great recordings going on there. But I'm curious if what you guys are seeing right now, what is the trend that you're seeing with offices? Are you seeing more offices nowadays setting up that almost like virtual office for what patients, where they want to get to, where they want to get to? Or are you seeing more of still that older school, it's just ringing directly in?
That's a great question. And the answer is a really great answer too. And so what the thing that's really interesting is that I most practices are just different. And you think that they're all going to be alike, but they all are a little bit different. And the thing that's great about Mango is that it's very customizable to your practice needs. So what we can do is when you get onboarded with Mango, we have some really great tools to tell you what your answer rates are, what your pickup rates are, what your missed call rates are, so that you can understand, oh, shoot, like I'm spending thousands of dollars every month on marketing, but I'm only answering 40% of my calls. That's a lot of revenue we're missing out on because we don't know, because our call flow is set up poorly, or we're not answering these calls. So it allows you to evaluate your practice and say, what is best for us? And in a lot of cases, that's hire a virtual assistant. Get another person on the phones that can answer every single call that rings. So that way they can answer calls from anywhere. And the great thing about Mango is we're really good at setting up virtual assistants and remote extensions. We do it all the time. I would say we're probably better at it than anyone in VoIP or in telephony across the US and Canada. And it doesn't matter where you're setting these people up, if they're overseas or if they're in the States or wherever they might be. That's the beauty of VoIP. That's the beauty of Mango, is we can set those extensions up for you. I've seen doctors set up that auto attendant that says press 1 if you're a new patient, press 2 for existing patients, because they just want to direct and guide people direct to the best place possible. I've seen some really great practices just say, I want all the phones to ring. I just want all of them to ring. And that way everybody knows to pick up the phone when it's ringing, and we never miss calls that way. And I would love to say that there is one that's better than the other. But what I will say is that one is best for your practice over another practice. Yeah. Like one of these methods is better for what your setup is versus a different setup. And we can help you discover that, and we can help set that up for you.
Yeah.
So it all just depends on what you're seeing in the practice. And if you might be just hey, we're a pediatric dentist with an orthodontic practice too, and we need to send certain calls to our pedo side and other calls to our ortho side. You might want an auto attendant then that can split those up. We can do that. Maybe you have those separate as completely different businesses with different phone numbers. We can set that up too. You know?
Yeah. And
maybe you need a call center to have those calls come in first, and they can transfer those to the direct places after that. We can do that too. That's like I said, it's the beauty of Mango. It's very customizable. Take a look at what your practice needs, and we can help you figure that out. And our onboarders are fantastic. If you don't know, if you literally just say, I don't know. We've had this old archaic system before, so I've never really given it too much thought. We have best practices. We can give you some suggestions and say, hey, here's what we see a lot of people in your space doing. Let's try it out. And in a month, let's evaluate and see if we want to make some tweaks to it to up your answer rate and go from there.
Yeah. You know? I love it. Again, like the difference in, I feel phones were so one-dimensional. And I still think a lot of times people think, I just need to get a phone number and get my practice going. But it is so much bigger than that. And I think docs, you really need to be thinking about, there are these fantastic tools out there and companies out there to really help us do our businesses better. If just in listening today to what Richard has had to say, just think about the implications of paying attention to our calls and our marketing budget, and especially from a startup side, as we're getting in there and you are like, are my calls being answered? How many calls are coming in that are not? How long does it take for us to get to that call? All of that. So I think that's great. That does lead me, as we're finishing up here, just to one other aspect that I think is really cool about where we're going now. Old school, we would leave the office and we would have a recording system on, or we'd have to call into a number to get our messages or whatnot. I'm wondering if you can talk about what the landscape looks like now with a voiceover system and all of us running around with our smartphones and access to our calls and what's happening, whether that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but what that looks like, and maybe even how it protects us a little bit from having to necessarily do things with our personal phones, giving out phone numbers and things like that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Yeah, I know where you're going with this one too. Because, like, I know that doctors are also business owners, right? So they don't want to leave any opportunity off the table, right? And so, whether that call is coming in at 5 minutes after they close or 5 hours after they close, they want to know why they called, and they want to know what was going on there. The Mango switchboard or call flow can set up after hours call forwarding, which is really great. And these are automated. I know that you've probably dealt with this, Jill, where like practices have to go in and at the end of the day, every day, switch their voicemail over to, hey, we're out of the office now. You set this up one time with Mango, and if you close at 5 or 6, it goes to a different call flow now. It knows that you're closed, and it's going to give the patient, we see this one really often. The patient has the option. If you can put in a greeting that says, hey, thanks for calling. You've reached us after hours. You can leave a voicemail, or if this is emergency, press 1. And we can forward that to either your mobile app, which Mango has a mobile app, so you can download that. And that will always be tied to your business number, so you never have to give out your personal cell phone number.
Yes.
Or if you like the experience a little bit more just on your cell phone, we can forward it to your cell phone. And we have this ability for Mango called caller ID pass through. So it always passes through the main extension. It never shows the doctor's cell phone number on the other side. So if they choose to answer that call with their cell phone or with their mobile app, they will never have to give out their personal cell phone number. A lot of doctors, and you know this too, Jill, really well, is that a lot of these emergencies are not necessarily emergencies, right? The beauty of the sending it to voicemail first is we will transcribe that voicemail and email it to you. If you check your email a lot, you'll get that email notification that you've missed a call. First of all, you can get a text message saying you missed a call. You look at your voicemail. You can answer it. You can look at it on your mobile app, or you can look at it on your computer if you're home, or via email. And you can determine if this is actually an emergency, and then you can call them back. And you can call them back from your mobile app so that you never have to call them. So it looks like the practice is actually calling the patient back. The other really nice thing that we do on top of that is the missed call text message. Some people like this. So if they miss a call, we can set up a text message that will go from your business number. So it comes from the practice line. We all get text messages from random numbers sometimes. And we're like, what is this, a spam thing? Is this like someone trying to take advantage of me? It'll come from the practice number, and you can customize the verbiage in that text. So it can say, sorry that we missed your call, but here's our schedule. If you want to book an appointment, you can put your scheduling link, if you have an online booking link, in that text message too. If all they were looking to do was try to book an appointment, and they can get that texted right to them, they can open it, and they can schedule. So there's a ton of options now where those after hours missed calls are not missed opportunities anymore.
Yeah. And again, just like where we have come and what you guys have been able to do, we could have never done this with landline systems. And I just think this is absolutely the future. And I know you and I use this a lot with a lot of my startups out there where we don't even have the office open yet, but we need a phone number. And phone calls start coming in, and a doc may have to call back and put somebody on their VIP waiting list or whatnot. And it's so great. I just really appreciate that you guys do this, because it gives the feel that we're a full-blown operating office. They can call back without having to actually even have a physical phone. They can just call right through the app, and it comes out as if it's coming from the office. So I love all of this, and I'm just excited that you guys are in this space and doing something that I just haven't seen anybody else doing. We're constantly seeing things evolve, but I think you guys are doing a great job. So as
thank you, Jill. I was just saying that, thank you. That means a lot coming from you, because we're just a phone company. We're just a bunch of phone guys. We're just regular guys trying to sell phones.
Yeah, we're doing a great job helping our industry. So as we finish up here, this has been a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, how cool! I didn't even know that you could really do something like this with phones. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, if somebody's thinking, hey, my phone system doesn't do this, or I'll put my hand of shame up and say, I'm still even on old school landlines or whatnot, but it's time. What's going to be the best way they can find out more about Mango, they can just do an exploratory call with you. What's going to be the best way there?
Yeah, let's just give everybody your personal cell phone number, Jill, right now.
Yeah,
That'll be
perfect. Probably most people have that already.
They probably do. You're so connected. Probably do. No, honestly, the best way to get set up with Mango Voice, it's very easy. Go to mangovoice.com. Right on our homepage is a scheduling link to book a demo. Click on that, and we will set up a demo, and we can show you everything that Mango's doing. We can show you the dashboards. We can show you these reports we're talking about. We can show you Mango AI, and we can get you quoted out the same day and see if we're a good fit for you. So just visit mangovoice.com, book a demo. Super easy, and we hope that people can come to Mango and see all the advantages of what we're doing for the orthodontic space.
Yes. And I will say it is so much easier now than it used to be to switch phone systems. So that's nothing to stress about for sure. All righty, Richard, this has been awesome. It's always fun. We had no problem talking for a good 40 minutes about phones, which is awesome. So the way I know, can you believe it? We're just getting started.
You said that at the beginning. How can we talk about this for an hour? And it's like, I got 5 or 6 more hours of content in my mind.
Right. So I love to finish up Hey Docs with the speed round. Are you ready for the speed round challenge?
It doesn't matter if I'm ready. It's coming. Like, so.
That's right. The questions are coming. All right, here we go. What is one business trend you think more people should be paying attention to?
Payment compliance.
That's a good one. Yep. That's a good one.
No one's really talking about it. Payment compliance. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What is the most unexpected lesson you have learned in your career?
That not all bad things will define you. They can actually be an opportunity for you to show what you're made of.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. What is one industry challenge you think will shape the future of the space?
AI receptionists. Answering calls, AI receptionists stepping in and taking calls, AI receptionists doing outbound calls, doing scheduling and payment collections.
Yep.
Everyone's trying to figure that problem out. No one has it figured out yet. We're working on it too a little bit. People can still tell when they're talking to a bot. It's one thing in a demo environment. It's another thing in real world application, but everyone is working on this. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes in the next 5 years.
Oh, for sure. And to finish it up here, if you could give your younger self one piece of career advice, what would that be?
It would be to take the opportunities that come at hand, even though they're scary. If it's scary, it's probably a good sign that you should take it.
Yes. I love that. And that's really perfect for a lot of my younger docs that are listening. Sometimes you just got to take the chance. You can do it. So, well, thank you so much for being a part of Hey Docs. This has been awesome. And I know that you guys are going to continue to do big things in our industry. So thanks for being here today.
Thanks so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. This was one of the better podcasts I've ever been on. So thank you for having me. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Till next time.
All right. Bye-bye.